have a quick look at this site. Somebody on the Facebook group. Some of these things that I'm going to go into, not entirely covered in the course, but it's very difficult for me to look at the website and not, mention some things that aren't covered 100% in the course. There is one interesting thing about this website, is that this is a very fast website. This is a test. And this is incredibly rare that you see this have an A here. You see there's an F there, and that's a clue as to what kind of problems this website has. But that is interesting. So I'd be interested to know who hosts this website, because that is pretty quick. So there are a couple of things we can look at. Now, on desktop, the website's alright. There isn't an awful lot of text on here. If we look for the word DJ, see how many times it's mentioned. It's mentioned only 4 times. For DJ site, it's not very many. And there are a lot of these photos that look, I know it says Tulum Wedding DJ there, but it wouldn't be apparently obvious that this was a DJ website. I'm guessing if the heart's beating stronger. See, it's a bit too much like a wedding website. On desktop, it looks quite good. But if you look at mobile, press F12, this page is massive. This is far too long. Some of this needs moving off the home page. So, first thing you need to do, this is a landing page. You shouldn't have everything on here. Probably don't need the video. You've got the images at the top. Got a nice image here. You need some more text. If you want to rank for keywords, you need to get them in your text on your home page. So this should be a lot bigger. Maybe another large piece of text here. Now we're going to cover these. Now these are all images, right? So these images, so the load time here, you see this, 15.6 megabytes. Now that needs to be under 2 megabytes. And that's the reason why you got an F on here, because the images, look, 13.4. So you need to compress these images. Now that is talked about in the course. I mean, what I would do is I would compress the images and I would put maybe 1 or 2 on here. I mean, I don't actually think you need this bit. You definitely don't need this on here. You don't want this form on your home page. Have a box up here saying book me now. Take them to this form. Shorten this page. Add a bit more text. Optimize these images. Put some of this other content onto the other pages, because you've got some quite good content on the other pages. Some of it's quite good. There is quite an intrusive pop-up that come up that really bothered me when I came on it earlier. A pop-up came up and I couldn't close it. I mean, I don't know, I can't seem to replicate that. So, I mean, if you know about that, take it off, because there's no point having a pop-up on if I can't click it off. Now, a couple of other things. So we can look at all the pages on the website. So this is all the pages. So each page should have its own title, its own description. So you can see here. We can go back to the home page. Let's have a look at the title. So you see here, that's the title. Now, this should be the title. All of this is extraneous. And this is probably from your settings in WordPress, because this is a WordPress website. That's the actual site title. You need to remove that from all the pages. You don't need the site title in any of the pages. Not sure what that is. That doesn't need to be there either. That's probably another slug that's in there. You need to remove that. So each page should have its own individual title and its own individual description. Now if you look here, the testimonials, when DB, I mean that's alright. But there's a lot, there's a lot of repeating of keywords in here, you see. There should be just one word. Don't use these pipe icons, they are not good practice. But these all should have their own individual, I don't know what that is, own individual title, own individual description for each page. I don't know what that is. There are some pages that need removing. There's this one here. You can do that from Search Console if you go to remove page from index. We can just Google it. So all these titles need titles and descriptions need sorting. Sort out this, and that will sort out this. Other than that, the website's not too bad. I mean, I don't want to go into any of the deeper stuff because it'll quickly get confusing. But I would probably make it a bit more DJ. If you look at it on the phone, some of the headings are harder to make out on the phone. And the one mistake that most people do is they do a website in desktop and then they don't look at it on mobile. It's just too long. So I mean, I hope that helps. And by all means, go through the course. Some of these things are covered in the course. And thanks for that.